Our presentation is entitled Challenges in Compiling Expert Corpora for Academic Writing Support, and it was co-authored by my colleagues Madalina Chitez, Valentina Mureșan, Bogdan Damian, Adrian Duciuc, Claudiu Gerasim, and Ana Maria Buc. The study is divided into 6 sections consisting of several introductory remarks regarding the context of academic writing in Romania. We will then move forward to the relevance of expert corpora in this field, present the freshly started project called Dacre, then talk a bit about the challenges we faced in collecting expert corpora within Dacre. Finally, we will propose some principles of a model for corpus building and discuss some conclusions. Scholars worldwide use English as the main academic lingua franca, and the Romanian higher education makes no exception in its endeavor to gain international recognition and impact. English is commonly used as a medium of instruction in many different professional domains, so the Romanian universities rapidly adapted to this development. The National Platform Study in Romania offers information about the study programs from Romania that are also taught in English. More than 250 programs nationwide are reported to be taught exclusively in English. Among these, almost half of them are in the fields of linguistics, economics, political science, and information technology. Only engineering and the disciplines gathered under the umbrella of social sciences are more frequently offered in English. However, these statistics do not comprise double major programs where English may be one of the components. Most of the humanities bachelor and master programs focused especially on languages and literatures or on modern applied languages are here underrepresented due to a technicality. Although they are often bilingual, involving 2 foreign languages, they are mostly reported under Romanian as teaching language. Moreover, many of these are not necessarily reported to be open to international students, and this is the main orientation of the program, the platform we analyzed. The higher the degree of internationalization of the domain, the more research is oriented toward journals in foreign languages, and the more need is for expert and proficient writing in those idioms. But how do scholars acquire and develop their academic writing skills? In general, there is a theoretical gap in terms of identifying linguistic patterns across disciplinary academic texts, and the Romanian writing cultures, for example, are scarcely researched. Scholars use observational models delivered by textbooks, classroom research papers, and systematically at a large scale, such practice can be supported and complemented by the use of expert writing corpora. Broadly defined expert corpora are collections of texts that have been qualitatively validated according to certain criteria to be used for the extraction of linguistic data that serve as models of language use. Most expert corpora are L1 corpora, written in the user's mother tongue. However, data in certain corpora have to be pre-selected in case the writing is not guaranteed to be expert. For instance, written texts by student learners that have received poor grades. While there are several corpora of expert English L1, like COCA or MICUS, for low-resource languages such as Romanian, there are limited instruments. The specialized languages available through small corpora, such as the biomedical corpus for the Romanian language, or Rombac, which contains text from different genres like medicine or law, or additional resources. For instance, field-specific dictionaries in economics or in law, enclosing terms without information about grammatical and collocational restrictions, where translation of terminology is used and there is a sporadic use of anglicisms. In addition, expert corpora in L2 writing need to be compiled according to clearly predefined criteria. Professional writing, peer-reviewed published text, market-validated resource, for instance, Wikipedia or similar blog texts, or high quality newspapers. Nonetheless, the accessibility of such corpora and resources is insufficient, either because access is license-based or they overlap with specialized corpora with only subsets of data being expert. In order to compensate for this lack of support, the Dacre Project has been initiated at the West University of Timișoara in Romania, financed by the Romanian Executive Unit for Financing Higher Education Research Development and Innovation. The project will compile a bilingual comparable corpus aiming to advance the popularization of corpora in higher education area and create digital instruments and methodological models useful for the national and international language-related research community. The intention of the project is to unfold salient linguistic and rhetorical features specific for each discipline and each language variety, Romanian, English L1, and English L2, as extracted from peer-reviewed scientific articles from 4 different disciplines: linguistics, political sciences, economics, and IT, or information technology. At the initial stage of the corpus compilation, when assessing the linguistic resources to be included in the corpus, a multitude of challenges emerges. For example, the linguistic level of these resources is not consistent. Other difficulties we encountered were the data availability, open sources or subscription-based, lack of recent resources for certain corpus batches, multi-authorship, and most important, legal aspects, such as copyright. In terms of language-related challenges, there were difficulties in defining or selecting writing samples produced by speakers of English as L1. We proposed here a possible checklist to be considered. The author or authors should be native speaker or speakers, or equivalent if information, biographical or CV or language history is available. It should, he or she should belong to a university from a country whose sole official language is English. As concerns English as L2, textual intervention might prove to be an issue. We could face possible interferences from professionals translating the original text or due to the editorial process. So a possible solution would be to focus on mid-range categories of journals for which submitters are less likely to contract professional editing or translating services. Another challenge we encountered referred to legal aspects, such as copyright. Most of our linguistic resources are online journals that adopt an open access policy. Many articles published in such journals are distributed under a Creative Commons license that grants copyright permissions and offers a standard set of terms and conditions. In addition, we encountered another copyright issue regarding subscription-based journals indexed in international databases, such as EBSCO, ERIC Plus, or COL. They have all rights reserved, which means we have to obtain the copyright holder's permission to use their work in our corpus. Asking for individual permission might hamper progress in Dacre, given the communication workload, but as such articles are valuable for our research, we are considering this approach as well. In terms of availability of the resources, the linguistics field seems to be privileged, while in domains such as IT or also economics, there are almost no valuable journals that publish in Romanian. The figure here shows the actual status of our corpus collection. We only found one publication on IT in Romanian, but it is not solely focused on native writings. It mostly consists of writings in English, as it was the case for every other IT journal that we found. One possible solution was to extend the limit of time of the publishing date of the article with no results, looking for papers written up to 10 years earlier. Another solution was to search also for books published in Romanian by scholars, with some results, but arousing the difficulty to download or access access the source. The main challenge in using automated models for data extraction is that even if some platforms allow downloading papers manual, they may not allow automated methods like web scraping or other computational methods to collect documents. Web scraping can be detected from online behavior through repetitive patterns or multiple page visits in a short period of time, primarily by machine learning algorithms. And in the process of automating the extraction of articles from full journal volumes and issues containing multiple works, a tremendous challenge is processing the documents despite their different formats. In order to detect each article bounce from the PDF documents, the page numbers for each paper are extracted through computational models from the table of contents. Another challenge regarding articles written in English L2 by Romanian researchers has been the question of authorship and the tendency towards multi-authorship, which has been encountered the most in the IT field. A significant amount of articles have been written in collaboration with other researchers, especially foreign researchers. We have several hypotheses regarding potential causes for multi-authorship. Romanian IT researchers tend to publish articles via conferences, or the collaborations with foreign researchers lead to a wider audience and more access to international journals. As such, the issue of multi-authorship might affect our data collection process as far as English L2 is concerned. By describing, comparing, and analyzing data collection barriers, we can now propose a model for expert corpus building in English versus in low resource language expert corpora, such as Romania. If compiling expert corpora in English should follow steps such as selection of specialized journals with open access, article automated extraction, linguistic analysis on separate corpus batches, and the whole corpus, low-resource languages need a more elaborated and complex process. Selection of specialized open access journals, selection of specialized journals without open access, automated article extraction, along with contacting non-open access resources administrators and manual extraction. Then the evaluation and categorization in quality groups. And finally, the linguistic analysis on separate corpus batches and the whole corpus. The preliminary corpus collection stages in Dacre reveal that there is a prevalence of a vicious cycle that affects corpus-based research in low-resource languages. For example, the high degree of challenges in building expert corpora originates in the lack of peer-reviewed publications in the mother tongue and the difficulty to identify expert-level English L2 writings. Thus, projects such as Dacre are essential in providing methodologies and instruments for the academic and professional community. Thank you for your attention, and on behalf of the whole team, we thank the organizers for giving us the opportunity to talk about our activities. Please visit our website for more info about the first stages in the Dacre project.